Alright, cool. Nothing really to discuss as of now. Okay, let's have a look at our bias. Alright, so obviously on the daily, we don't have nothing. On the 4 hour time frame, we are trading bearish towards the next 4 hour low, which hasn't been met. And then ES takes the low, so it's neutral. And then is it bullish? That's our question. So we'll see if it's bullish or not. Well, it's clearly not fucking bullish at all, mate. So it's just gonna be neutral. Okay. Let's put that in caps. Alright, calm. So hourly is gonna be neutral as well. Inverse the gap, took the low on ES, so it's gonna be neutral and it could be bullish. Take a look. Turn that on. Obviously 15 trading bearish, took the low, it's also neutral as well. Okay, so about 212, that's 15. Okay, so obviously we got an intraday bullish. That's it. It's obviously a bullish bias. And then we're seeing a sweeper sell side. As of now, it's not a sweeper sell side. But we will see a sweep of these relative equal lows. Bit of buy side. That's it. In London, there's not much point in, so when you're in the London session, I mean, I wouldn't mark out anything too crazy. So you wouldn't be marking out, let's say a PSH, previous session high, previous session low. London's not going to move that much. You're just wasting your time. Alright, cool. Yeah, we do have, from what I see here, new week opening gap. Longs is great. Price is likely to draw to this area. I mean, I don't even care if it draws this area or not. Don't care. Is it a draw? Yes. Do I care? No. So the bias is bullish and we swept sell side. That's just a coincidence. And then we have this. Okay, cool. It's a stronger draw. Great. Did we sweep sell side now? No. So you can mark this point the sell side in London. Apart from that, wouldn't be interested in really anything else. The furthest London can really draw is towards this high. This would be called a good London session, Jiffy Starmer got his money out. Alright. What's your current time right now? What do you mean? What, my time? What time is it for me now? Well, I'm the complete opposite in New York. So it's currently 2:50 p.m. You know, I'm the complete opposite of New York. If it's AM in New York, it's PM for me. If it's PM in New York, it's AM for me. You know. So you hit the gym already? Nah. Nah, matter of fact, I woke up about an hour ago. Yeah. I haven't really achieved much so far today. Must have gone to sleep at like, 5 a.m. or something. I was just chilling, I went to the gym. Matter of fact, I went to the gym yesterday and hit legs. Yes, you heard it, legs. For the first time in 3 months. So yeah, I did upper the day before that and then legs. Yeah, I can't feel it today, but I think tomorrow I'll feel it. That was good. Some good stuff. Now, if you're looking at price and you're considering longs here, now the issue with this is that we don't have a sweep of minor sell side. It's insufficient because we've accumulated, we haven't manipulated. Okay, we wouldn't take in this scenario 1 minute swings as a sufficient sweep of minor sell side. I want price to reach towards these relative equal lows first, and it could potentially then open up for longs. Okay. What's the leg routine? Well, to be honest, my legs, they got to a pretty decent point, so I stopped training them for like 3 months. So I tried to get the upper body to catch up. And also I got lower back pain quite severe, and I was just getting so pissed off of the pain in lower back because my hamstrings were too tight. I stopped. But now it's all recovered, everything's good, so yeah. But basically the leg session routine would be that I would hit it twice with two, compounds. I always hit legs, two compounds. Like, it has to be two big exercises. So I'd either do... Now, I don't squat. I think, squats are great, but they're also pretty shit. So I do hack squat and leg press. Yeah, so I do hack squat, obviously leg press, and then I'll do hamstrings, quads, inners, inner thigh, and that's pretty much it. Bit of calves. How's the 15 bullish? I think that's a good question. Why is the 15 bullish? Let's see. So it was neutral, right? Why is the 15 bullish? Good fucking question. Why is the 15 bullish? I don't have a flying clue. The 15 is neutral. I must have been on drugs. So it is neutral. And the 5 is bullish, obviously, because if we load the 5, we're trading out of a 5-minute bullish gap. Now, that's pretty self-explanatory. The bias is still bullish, weak bullish, intraday slightly bullish, obviously. But yeah, that is a 15-minute bullish gap. If you're wondering what that is the 15 to be bullish. That's pretty much it. ES would neutralize the bias on that 5-minute swing, and NQ as well. So yeah, I mean, as of now, price accumulated and did the min, but it didn't ipulate, you know, it did min, and then it said, you know what, no, we're not gonna ipulate, so it didn't complete the full word, you know. It didn't take sell side. That's pretty much it. You can fix lower back quite easily if you want a routine. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, to be honest, I ride bikes a lot, so lower back does come from that as well. Is there a valid inverse order block? Why are you looking at an inverse order block when we're not even off step 1 and 2? That's my question. Because you just jump in, you know, you're spinning around in your chair. That's what you're doing. You're looking for parts of the model which the start of the model's not even formed yet, you know. We have not even laid the concrete foundation. You're looking at building the chimney. You know what I mean? Hey guys, today is my last here. Just wanna say thank you for everything, and thank you to Milo. Sounds like he's gonna pass away. You have taught me a lot. I'm moving forward and trade solo away from Discord. Thank you. Lovely. So that's what you guys do, because you get the education you need whilst making money. And now Mojo has made a shit ton of money and he's fully educated. That's it. And you got to bear in mind as well, I'm not going to be, you know, 55, 60 years old sat at, you know, having the same conversations in the Discord, am I? No. So 2 points of liquidity right now would be minor buy side and sell side, which is the relative equal lows. Okay. Where's he going? Dunno. I'll tell you where I'm going. I'm going to go get some chocolate milk, Dr. C. That's what I'm doing. It is that time. Well, matter of fact, I've actually got something even better. So I brought the chocolate milk with me, but I've got something even better. A Nescafe Gold Crema Latte. Now, I don't know if iced coffee's gay, but I'll tell you what, I do like these. So I bought 20 of them last night so no one else could buy them, you know. Bought them from the store. Got all of them. Let's see what it's saying. Yeah, it's fucking amazing. I'm going to buy some more tonight. See, that and a chocolate milk, that is the elite monitoring price combo. That's all you need. So what happens here, right? This is where London starts to pick up. So this is where we'd look for price to manipulate sell side. Okay, 3 AM. What's the best product from 7-Eleven? Well, obviously I'm going to say it's the chocolate milk. It's one of their best creations. But also the banana muffin. Look for the banana cake muffin. It comes in a plastic wrapping. You can get, it either comes in 2 or 1. Just look for the muffins and buy the banana one, and trust me on that, it is fucking amazing. Banana cake, yeah. And to be honest, you'll probably pass out. It'll be the best if you have the banana cake muffin and the Nescafe Gold latte in the fridge, in the metal can. That would be like the ultimate combo. I mean, it wouldn't get better than that. You know what it is? I don't like cake. I never liked cake in my fucking life. I think it makes me feel sick. But the only cake that I do like is banana cake. Slaps. I'm there Saturday till June. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm here until June as well, you know. And if I can stay through after June, I mean, I'm only gonna leave if the rain gets, you know, a little bit crazy. Then I'll probably look at Dubai. That would be my only other option, you know, but you know how much we don't like Dubai, so we'll have to figure it out. One gram of uranium has 20 billion calories. Wow. Now that is a scientific, you know, piece of evidence you've just put there. Dre, you know, what's his name? Dr. Dre. Is that the one who made the music? Snoop Dogg. So Dr. Dre said, you know, there's a sweep. Absolutely there is, yeah. So it's a sweeper sell side. You know, the 15's gone bullish. Who knows what happened to the 5? You can take a look if you want. But it's still going to be bullish, isn't it? It's not closed yet. So you look for longs. So, isn't it radioactive? Yeah, you'd be dead, mate. I mean, you know, you don't want to take all of Dr. Scene's advice, but he has got some very valid points. You know, 20 billion calories, mate. You know, that's all you need, isn't it? I'm pretty sure, yeah. A gram of uranium, I think you'd actually blow up the whole world, mate. Yeah, spinach hasn't passed the, you know, the Dr. Scene FDA stamp approval yet, so it's not approved for humans yet. Got to get one-on-ones with Milo somehow. Unfortunately, it is not available, and it never will be, unfortunately. I did my fair share of commenting, I'd say, on the weekend, you know. Quite a few people, I just had to let them know they was gay. It's quite funny, actually, you know. I must have commented on about 5 different new traders on Instagram that just come on my feed and harass me. I mean, I'm just trying to enjoy my time on Instagram, and I get harassed. Alpha Futures has dropped this. Oh, what was the other one? Fucking Lucid have just dropped. The fuck Lucid, I don't care, mate. You know, fuck your code. So I commented, I had to let them know. No one needs your code, buddy. You fucking $200 promotions. Shove that $200 up your ass, mate. Milo, have you got Lucid? I mean, speaking of Lucid, you know, we do like it. No, I don't have Lucid right now. I was planning my approach last night. on how it's going to work, and I've got it. So, obviously, we're recording, but inside of the Discord, you know, that 2-day pass channel, I'm running it through Lucid. Because it's only got, obviously on their 50k accounts, they have a really nice 60% consistency. So it's great. I'm going to be running that on Lucid. Yeah. I also had a look at Blue Nox. Now, the only thing that I don't like about Blue Nox, right, as far as it has great reviews, everything looks great, their website's fucked. But it's fine. I mean, you know, they're paying out. Their website's shit, but it's okay. I'm still going to go with them. I'll give them the benefit of the rats. So I will go with Blue Nox. I will go with Lucid. But this is what you're going to think, right? Smaller firms, they don't have that much. But I still believe I can take at least 20. We want to 10x our investment. Be able to take at least 20. That's fine. The only thing with Blue Nox, guys, I couldn't find the actual rules for the 50k eval. It just says, buy our eval. Okay, I buy your eval. What's the fucking rules? So obviously it was a 3k profit target, drawdown, but Jack has 11. How many accounts can you get with Blue Nox? Can you get 11? You can get 11 accounts. You can get 11 accounts. I thought it was 5. So you're telling me that we can get 11 more accounts with if I work with Blue Nox? Holy shit. Well, this is great. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to be looking at how we can pass Blue Nox. Because I don't know the rules. Is there consistency? Is there not? Because if there isn't, then it changes how I'm going to pass it. If there is, you know, there's only that route there, so... Okay, so, you know, great, Nasdaq and ES is, you know, swept sell side and it's pushing higher. Is ES going to shift? No. Can ES shift? No. You know, if ES even tries to shift, it's going to take the invalidation high on the Nasdaq. So, right now, it needs to put in its own high and then shift. Probably send us outside a macro and it'll be the second London macro. Why did the 15 turn bullish? Let's have a look. So, yeah, so it's this 15-minute bullish gap that's marked here. You see it? 15. And it traded into it. So, what I do recommend is that intraday imbalances you keep marked out on price. So you don't have to keep going, you know, like this, trying to go all the way and see, are we trading into anything? I mean, you don't have to pay attention to it. You start with 3. Once you reach the buffer, you can add 3 more up to 11 accounts. Right. So once you're funded, if you trade it to the buffer that they want, you can get more. So I can only get 3. I mean, where can I read these rules? It's all good, you know. I will ask ChatGPT, and I'll harass him. I'll do it now. Let's have a look. Let's get to work. With the 2-day guaranteed pass, is there any specific time in Asia where we execute, or as soon as Asia starts? Good question. So I mean, it doesn't matter if you do it at the end of Asia, the start. It doesn't even matter if you do it inside of London. But by all means, don't do it in New York. The reason why I say that is because you only need 26 points, right? And, you know, 26 points in New York will happen before you've even set your TPs, and it's a lot more relaxed. Matter of fact, once you've got your target set, both ends, you can just walk off. I mean, you know, I did it before, and then I went and had a shower, and I came back, and it was still in the trade. And then I went off, I came back, and then oh, okay, it's, you know, it's hit. So it doesn't need any maintenance or anything. But yeah. So yeah, just do it in Asia. I mean, you could do it now, really, in London. Whenever. Right, let's ask ChatGPT. Alright, hello, mate. So, obviously, there's this Blue Nox prop firm, right? This dodgy prop firm with the shit website. So, I heard that you can get 11 accounts, but you can only get up to 11 once you get 3 accounts to start with, and then when you have those 3 accounts and they're funded, you got to build them to the buffer point that is required, which I assume that the drawdown's 2k, so the buffer's 2k in profit on the funded account. Then I can get another 3 accounts and then another 3 accounts, you know, whatever. But I can only start with 3, so clarify that first. Don't give me no long answer, quick and simple. And then I also need the rules for this this Blue Nox eval. So what's the rules? Is there a 50% consistency, or is there any trading days that I need to 5 trading days, or, you know, just give me the rules, mate. 'Cause they don't even put it, like, shit prop firm, right? They don't even put the rules on their website. Tell them, please. Okay, give me I need an answer. How can you run a prop firm and not put your rules? Seriously. It wasn't that clear. It wasn't clear. Okay, you can have up to 11 active master. Okay, so they think they're master now. Obviously, we're outside of the first London macro. Obviously, you'll be waiting for the second London macro. You do not need 3 accounts funded first to get more. That rumor is false. Okay, so he was chatting shit. You just need to progress through the qualification and master activation for each account up to 11 total. Right. Okay, so I'm not going to read the rest of what you just said. With these 11 accounts, can I just buy 11 evals and pass them and trade them? What is this I'm working up to? No, I don't do the working up. I'd buy 11 accounts and pass them. So just tell me if it's, you know, can I get 11? What do I do? And give me a sentence answer. I either buy 11 or not, mate. Okay, working up to. What do you mean working up? You're chatting shit. He's waffling. Yes, you can straight up buy 11 Blue Nox evals at once, pass them, trade all 11 funded accounts. There is no workup requirement. Okay, so that was all bullshit that someone said. Okay, that's fine. That's now clarified. Right, so profit target depends on the account size. Okay, drawdown rule. Total drawdown. Okay. Option 1, trailing with your balance in real time. Option 2, end of day. Okay, so we can pay actually for end of day. I mean, I'm going to be paying for that. No strict minimum trade days needed. Great. Consistency rule to get paid 40%. Great. I like that shit. That's fine. I don't make more than 40%. That's fine. Okay. Withdraw 10 trading days. Consistency. Keep above safety threshold. Okay. Weekly payouts. Great. 100% 10k. Great. Okay, so it's looking pretty appealing. Okay, cool. So, my final question to you, Mr. GBT, is can I trade? Do they have a tier 1 news event rule? So essentially, can I hold through red folder news on the evaluation process? Obviously not on the funded process, but check both anyway because I want to know that. Can I hold through a tier 1 news event like CPI, NFP, etc.? Okay, so that will give us the answer of how I'm going to pass these. Yes, with BlueNox, you can hold through tier 1 news events like CPI, NFP, FOMC on both the evaluation and funded accounts. They do not ban news trading or require you to close before these releases. Right. Okay, great. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at 11 BlueNox accounts on the next CPI. Yep. So that's going to be happening live. Okay. Right, so let me write that in my notes. That's great. That is great. So that's a nice bit of money there. So 11 times 300, that's another 3.3k risk and an extra 6.6k profit. That's great. Really is. So I like that. So let's add this in the notes. BlueNox 11 accounts eval. Okay, right, so let's go back to ChatGPT. Okay, so with this BlueNox, you know, someone has asked the question. I think I need to ask this as well. Do they work with Tradeovate? Okay, Tradeovate broker. And do they have an activation fee on when you pass the account? So every prop firm in the space right now does not offer activation fees. So they're still with the dinosaurs, or are they still, you know, charging activation fees? And is it Tradeovate? Alright, let's see. Let's have a look. So they do not use Tradeovate. They use Rhythmic as the broker. Okay, right. Activation fee. Yes, they do charge activation fee. Right. Okay, cool. So with Rhythmic accounts, they can be connected via Trade Syncer. That's my only concern. I already know they can. Just clarify that short sentence. And then also with the 50k accounts, what's the price of the current 50k accounts, including promotion, and then also plus activation fee, so I can work out how much I'm looking for a return on this shit prop firm. 270. 270 per account. Yeah, I think it's around there. Yeah. Yeah. Activate. Yeah. So it's going to be about 270. So we're looking at, yeah, about what, 2,000. Yes, that's fine. That's fine. So that's if they pass on CPI. Obviously, I'm estimating it will cost about $2,300. No, a matter of fact, it is initial. And then you pay the activation. So the activation's about 1,300, and that's if it passes. And let's give it 2 times. So we give it 2 runs. So it's like, it could be around, I'm expecting around $3,300 to get these BlueNox, and then I'll be looking at minimum I would take from this firm without me absolutely destroying them on social media is I need 30,000. Yeah. Right, cool. So I've put that in the notes. That's great. Okay, so tell me about Lucid. Tell me about the accounts they offer. Let's get this short and simple. So I looked at them briefly yesterday, and I've already, looked at, I can actually potentially work on them this week, right? So I'm very interested. They do have a lot of money running through them as of now, so it's a great pyramid scheme. Prices are decent, you know. They're running decent reviews, so it's looking good, right? So what we're looking at here is I need you to tell me about the evaluations that they're running. Do they have consistencies? I've seen it was a 60% consistency. Do they run on Tradeovate? And is there a minimum amount of days to pass, etc.? So let's get down to that. And how many accounts can I run when funded? How many accounts can I run? I'm pretty sure it's 5. We'll see. So I'm pretty sure I can run Lucid this week straight away. So I'm just going to see. Obviously, lovely sweeper sell side as of now. Obviously, you would immediately be looking for longs, obviously, going into that second London macro. Still got about, 15 minutes before we do anything. Lucid Flex, Lucid Pro Eval, Lucid Direct. Right. So it's like, this is like the Juice WRLD prop firm here. It's like Lucid Dreams. So let's see. You breed your bread and butter evaluation. Right. Lucid Flex. Lucid, another evaluation option. Right, okay. Lucid Flex, 3K target. Okay. Consistency, yes. Must have under 50% consistency. Right. So that's not good. I mean, we have to look at that. I need to read their terms and conditions about the 50%. Because a lot of prop firms say 50%, but it's actually 50.5. End of day, good. End of day is good. Okay, no activation, good. Consistency rule cushion. Right. Good. Good. I mean, Lucid have used their brains, so they do have a consistency 50.5. Good. So basically, yeah, 1500 is $1,560, and they have a little bit of, that's fine. So it does work for the 2-day pass, and they have that consistency, which is great, which only works for the 2-day pass. Cool. So I'm running Lucid this week. 90% splits for payouts. No consistency required once funded. Great. And it's Tradeovate. Great. Lucid Flex. Okay. So taking a payout on Lucid, what's the requirement? So you said it's 5 trading days. Is that 5 profitable trading days or just trading days? And then also, is it, what do you call it? Do I have to meet a certain balance or drawdown in the account? Do I have to build, like Take Profit Trader, do I have to build a 2K buffer and then anything above can be paid out? Obviously after winning days. Just keep it short and simple about the payouts. Okay, 5 separate profitable days, $100. Okay, cool, that's fine. Consistency rule, no single day can be more than 40% profit in that payout cycle. So they have a 40% consistency, but you just told me that there wasn't. What the fuck's he talking about? Buffer rule. Okay. Cool. Alright, cool. So, yeah, and what was it again? How many accounts can I get with them? Is it 5? Let's see. Yeah, 5. Alright, cool. So, I'm going to be adding those this week. 5 Lucid evals. Let's write that in the notes. Put a grey circle next to it. So, Blue Nox, Lucid. Cool, cool. And then we got I'll put Blue Nox bracket CPI. I'll put Lucid bracket 2-day. Okay. Now that you have 71, I've actually got 76 accounts. How do you manage them? So I run them under Trade Syncer, and I've got, I can't really say how I've managing, all of them, but yeah, I just run them under Trade Syncer. That's pretty much it. And I have, 2 Trade Syncer tabs, but I can't really go too far. I'm obviously on for YouTube recording right now, so yeah. On Friday, I took your trade. My entry was higher than yours. Should I have exited? So with that, it depends where your entry is at. Now, if you're going to get a different entry to me, I'm going to take a 2R. And if your entry is, say, worse, then it means that you either choose to accept you got not a good entry, but also at the same time, the entry that you got was slightly out. You could just set for a 2R and then go break even. That's fine. Because on that day, my entry was extremely far better than I even wanted, because I set my risk off a 25 handle stop and I ended up getting a 15 handle stop. So obviously I didn't make as much as I anticipated, because of price really just went into my favor for by the time I got the entry. Entry was pretty remarkable, but position size wasn't. Let's see what else I've got down here. So let's have a little look. Funded. Right, so you got funded next futures. They are fucking questionable, aren't they? Minded next, funding ticks. So these 3 kind of like, I get bad vibes. But we have the trading pit, which just sounds like a pit full of scam. Minded next, I don't know. And funding ticks. YCCE, funding ticks are dead. So they went bankrupt. I swear they went bankrupt the other day. Am I wrong? They died. Okay. Okay, so they're dead. Let's remove them. So they bankrupted before I could get to them. Right. Okay, so we're left with these firms. We're talking Lucid, Funded Next Futures, the trading pit minded next Blue Nox. That's fine, they died. It's a natural process, especially when we get on the firm. Okay, so I need to decide funded next, minded next, the trading pit. Now I know someone who uses the trading shit, or the trading pit, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to ask them. I'm going to text them now. We're going to look at our bias in 8 minutes time as we get to this next macro. Alright, where is he? Let's find him in the... There he is. Poor guy, I didn't reply to him for 2 weeks. Yes, brother. Seen you may have been using the trading pit prop firm. What's your experience and outlook for them, considering adding it to my stack, but don't want to waste time with a shit firm if they are shit. So I thought I'd ask you. Great. Futures Elite. I mean, I've not heard of this. There's a new prop firm, you know, dropping out of someone's ass every day. I mean, you know, Futures Elite, what is this? Made by Elite Trading. You know, he's in the Discord. He must have just launched his own prop firm. Oh, he's already replied. 1 sec, bro. See what the crow owns. It's an umbrella company. What? This guy's got to be on drugs. What's he talking about? What's a... You know, what is this? Like Rihanna? You know, it's not umbrella company, mate. Under my umbrella. What's a umbrella company? He sent me a link to something. I think he might try to scam me. What is this? Alright, fuck it. I click the link. Be aware of potential scams. Yeah, fuck that. I ain't clicking that link, mate. I'll just ask him, what's an umbrella company? Come on, mate. Let's get an answer here. Come on. Let's see. Very true stuff. You know, put God first in your life and try do what is right, and God will take care of everything else you need. 633 Matthew. Okay. Matthew's always got bangers. Can you explain how to be bullish or bearish? Holy shit. Right, so best thing, hop on to YouTube, and I have a free mentorship that is pretty much complete. I mean, it will get you there. Episode 4 or 5, 2025 ICT Flag mentorship. It's free on YouTube. I slapped it on there. And it's episode 4 or 5 when we talk about bias. And it's about 10 minutes long. If you watch that, I just go through it completely. Otherwise, you know, I'll rip other people's brains apart in this Discord because they've heard it 1,000 times, you know. So it really does go in nicely there. It's literally on YouTube. It's about 10 minutes. It will help you a lot. Yeah, you can use Forex prop firms for, you know, NASDAQ 100. But you see, the Forex prop firms, they're shit. I sent a voice message. Let's have a look. Let's see. We sent a long one.
So yeah, man, I only associate with like big firms, i.e. the 5%ers. They're also going to be launching futures soon. They're like the second biggest CFD firm. I'm not sure if you've seen them before, but they're launching futures. Yeah. They are they're just launching a broker as well.
Okay.
And the trading pit is like tens of billions of dollars, mate. They're fucking hyper liquid, and they are all
tens of billions. I don't know if it's tens of billions, but okay.
I think it's also a recruitment
Sounds
thing
good.
for their hedge fund, because they have a hedge fund. They have a broker with
hedge fund. I'll be looking into that.
Tens of billions, their own open fucking AI.
Holy
so
shit.
umbrella company, it just means the founder,
yeah,
he owns like several fucking huge conglomerate companies. So an umbrella is like, he has like multiple companies under his
right.
like, control.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, mate, I don't establish with shit. Even like Funder Pro, they like Owen, the founder, mate, he owns companies worth basically $1 billion. Like he's $1 billion man. So there's money there as well. So yeah, and you say associate with proper firms. I don't fucking do any of these like new startups, like what are they called, pop-up shops. You know, they all are super liquid. They pay. Like I've never had any stress with any of them. But yeah, mate, really good. I cannot complain.
Great.
They also have stocks as well. So if you want to do like stocks and shit, they have that as a team. Like their CFDs is more like a swing thing, but they have uncapped payouts on their futures side as well, so you can literally go mad. And if you do want to sign up, like I've got a link in my bio. Support a boy.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, the best deals they had have gone.
I can't lie, I will use this link because obviously, you know, there's a discount. Why not? I mean,
30% off, but they still got no activation fees right now. And I know it doesn't really fucking matter, but to some it does.
Alright, perfect. That's great. Thanks, brother. I appreciate your outlook and time. We'll start with them ASAP. Alright, great. So looking at the bias for the second London macro, okay, so you can see what we started with, we got to about 144 viewers in the Discord. That's pretty solid for London. Now it's 133, so 7 people fell asleep, you know. So let's look at the daily. Well, that's obviously going to be, it's going to be neutral, isn't it? Same. So 4-hour time frame. That is now bullish. Great. That is great. We like that. We definitely have a bullish bias. We know that. Let's just see how strong it is. So hourly time frame. I tell you what, that coffee was fucking amazing. Whoever made that coffee, mate. Alright, so the hourly's not traded into the bullish gap just yet. So we're looking at what, 16875. Not quite. So it's going to be a neutral. Seven people took trades and lost. Who? Just made steak and eggs, simple stuff. Lovely stuff, brother. See, your brain's going to be firing today. Who else? 38R in a day. Who's chatting shit? Who's saying 38R? 38R my ass. You know, that's how much I made last year. Okay. Don't be bringing up no 38R in this group. Okay, the people who ain't here now from first session. Brother, don't the CPI data lows matter? GG once got 38R. He got R'd 38 times. That's what happened to him. I'll tell you that for free. Right. Fuck GG. Guy asked stupid questions, got banned. That's what happens, you know? You get banned. I love the questions to a certain extent until you ask about rusty needles, you know, and tetanus. Okay. Do I look like Dr. Scene? Should have put at Dr. Scene, you know, tetanus. Boom. He would have hooked you up with some uranium. And, you know, that would have put the end to GG. So 5 minute is going to be likely bearish if we shift higher anyway, but I'll mark this for the 5. That's it. Delete the previous, right? So this is great, guys. I'm hearing good news. Now, obviously it is just blue skies and rainbows until they pay, but I don't hear anything bad. I've kind of got a first perspective of someone who's been paid by the trading pit, and I've heard good things of what he said about the company. Cool. So it looks good. Let's ask ChatGPT how we can pass the trading pit. So I might pass this week as well. Okay, hello brother. So, you know, we've discussed Lucid, great. We've discussed, actually, matter of fact, we are not discussing right now because we've got a bullish bias, sweeper sell side, price is starting to shift structure, order block. If we get a gap, we'd have a model for longs. Simple stuff. And that's it. We'd look for longs, right? So if we get a gap here, that is a shift on both assets. That would be a gap paired with an inverse order block, so it'd be a valid long. Let's see if we get a gap on NQ. Let's take a look to see roughly what our position size is going to be. Cool, so we're looking at around a 25 handle stop, and we're looking at a 2R. Cool. We can look for a premature entry on ES, premature entry on NQ with ES tapping the gap. So 25 is 6 micros, okay. Cool. That's great. Let's see if we get an entry off this gap for longs on NQ or ES. Alright. So either ES creates a first presenter gap for a entry. Now we're inside of macro. This could be where we look for an entry. So even if the 5 shifts bearish, it's fine. You know, it did just shift bearish. And then with the 15 is obviously still bullish. The hourly's bullish, and so's the 4. So what we'd be looking at on ES is first presented gap. Now first presented gap is going to lead us to around 33 handle stop. So let me just look at this. 33 is going to be 5 micros. So let me just adjust that on the execution side. So just drop it down slightly. Let's see if we get a first presented on ES. As soon as price takes a short-term high, that would invalidate it. So if we create a short-term high and then trade above it, I wouldn't then look for position. So as of now, IV's here, right? So we see if, you know, we get an entry on ES, premature entry there. Okay. Bit of Nescaf gold. Alright, so about to get premature entry. There you go. Cool. So that's our entry. Stop at the low, so 16750. And then TS would be obviously the first short-term high, 16750. I've already upped the risk on the live account as well. So you just increase the ratio, that's all it is. You just, yeah, change the ratio on it. Simple stuff. So in 16 seconds, we'll see if we get a short-term high here. And that'll be TS. And actually, you know, TS is going to bring us to break even, pretty much. So you can see this would be where you'd look at trailing stops. Now, as you guys know, two scenarios is that price obviously trades here, or as a job is to manage risk. That's all it is. So we're looking at, let's have a look, let's get a little bit more exact. So we're looking at 19925 for TS, which is very much in our favor. And then a 2R obviously upon entry, which would be there. So 19925. There you go. So that's 19925, okay? Move your stops there. Reduce risk all the way by 96%. Okay, 199. Matter of fact, it's 19950. 19950 it should be at. So 19950. Sell stop. Cool. So we are risking relatively nothing. Let me just change that slightly. Great. So price takes the first high, we trail to the previous low. It inversed a bearish order block, which is a bullish PD ray. So now we look for price to expand higher, that's all it is. Okay, and we've reduced risk by 98.5%. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. All right. So if we use the fib, well, matter of fact, if you look at this high at 312 on ES, let's have a look at 312. So if ES was to take obviously 312 before NQ meets 2R, then that would be where we would prematurely, you know, close the position. But yeah, you can mark fib, so you can mark from where we're looking to we're looking from our entry. That would be 0.5, so that's where we would reduce risk. As of now, it is obviously we're risking, like, I'm risking $10 on the accounts, you know, the 50s here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So what you can do is just mark like that, make price a little bit cleaner, and that's it. You either get a $10 risk or a $650 gain inside of London. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? Nice bit of Nescaf Gold. So if obviously we put in another short-term high here, then you could mark that as TS as well, and then we could trail actually slightly as of that point. So I didn't put in a short-term high, which is fine. So you wouldn't mark it as TS just yet. And we'd leave our stops where they are. So obviously that low is at 199. 199.50 is fine. That's where it'd be. So obviously that's a bullish order block. Now trading below that, I'd be happily taken out. If we put in a short-term high, then it's always going to be TS to trail. That's pretty much it. So at this point, during London, what usually happens, right? Well, obviously it'd either take us out, or we see quite an aggressive expansion higher after taking sell side. So London likes to pick up quite rapidly, as you guys have seen. It really moves rapidly when it does. So we're actually going to get a trail stops on this high here, which is going to put our stops in a slight profit. So taking this high, TS, that would be where we'd look at trailing after that. We'd look at price to expand, become more aggressive and not return. So as of now, we leave our stops where they are, and then TS would actually end up trailing below this bullish order block, and price working out of the order block, trading above the high, would then reach. So we'd be looking at 210.50 only at TS, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Simple stuff. What does TS mean? Well, it's a funny question, isn't it? Because, you know, in the US, TS is like, it means this shit, that shit, or you know, I only learnt that recently. In trading, it means trailing stops, you know, that's where we look at reducing our risk in our position, okay? So as soon as price trades above this high, that's when we can look for price to really expand in this trade, and that's where we leverage our, not leverage, we take advantage of that by reducing our risk, okay? So as of now, we leave where it is. That's all it is, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Alright, that's it. 210.75. Move your stops to 210.75. They're now in a profit. Now price should expand. If it doesn't, I'll be taken out of the trade. Let's cancel those old limits. Okay, 210.75. We have our stops trailed in a profit. If it treats the short-term high as buy stops, I'd happily be taken out of that position. So hopefully that makes sense. Dylan said, Milo, if we missed entry, how do we handle that? Well, you don't handle it. You missed the entry. So that's it. So you should be out of that position. That's all it is. So that's around, let me see. Let's take a look at this. Give me a sec. So that should be 100. I got 100 across every account. What did you guys get? So that's about 0. We can work out the risk to reward. Now, obviously, you would now get break even. You know, what we do is based off a probable scenario every single time. Let's take a look here. So this is what we got out of London. We got 28. Well, no. We got, let's have a look. So we got 33 handle stop. And we got taken out 10.50, well, 10.75. So we're looking at 0.31R profit. Okay. And yeah, that's what we do. That was the scenario that we got there. Okay, so I just want to log into one of my accounts. One sec. Amazing risk management, yeah. Yeah, that's what we do. I mean, the sword is sharp. I just want to take a look at this. Let's have a little look. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Let's have a look at that account. Alright. Simple. So that's obviously London done. That's the trade that was offered in London. That's how we managed our risk. And that is that position there. Okay. What else? Yeah, so obviously now we're looking at the New York. And then we'd look at the PM. As far as tomorrow, you know, Jex is going to sleep. Don't blame him. So with, you got the New York tomorrow, Trump speaking at 8:30 a.m. Now, how are we having an outlook here? Well, the only outlook would be, I'm looking at price. I'm looking at for any indifferences from normal price action from Trump speaking. I'm saying, what is he speaking about? And that will dictate how I'm going to have an outlook on the New York AM. Okay. Do you take one trade in London? Well, I mean, we can take 2 trades in London, okay? So if we have a winning trade in the first macro and the second macro, cool. If we have a losing trade in London, then London is done. And we'd wait for the New York. You can't take 2 losing trades in London. So only 1. Okay. As far as winning trades, you can take as many as you like. Can you explain the risk management in this trade? I mean, I explained it when we was trading live. So I explained it very clearly of what I was looking for price, and it didn't happen. Hence why it's what we're seeing now for price. So it's exactly, you know, he's put a dead emoji, dead face emoji. It is exactly what I was looking at for price, you know. Right. Model executed flawlessly. Absolutely. You know, I talk you guys into it. I work the bias. I say, we're looking at first presented gap. You guys have seen it so many thousands of times. Profit on the school run. I mean, look, he's dropping his kids off. He's already paid for everything. I mean, we didn't exactly make much. There's an extra 0.31R on the month, so now we're up 8.6. Yeah. So we haven't lost the trade in 6 trades. I don't care about winning streaks and losing streaks. I don't really care. It's a probable scenario. We're going to lose 5 trades at one point as well. You know? So, don't really care. Can give a flying rat. It's just, you know, we get paid and that's it. And sometimes you're going to get paid a little bit more in some areas of the year. That's what happens. If my funded futures is at 53,130, should I trim it? So is that after step 2, brother? So is that on, you know, is that your second time through? So you've then just got it, so day 1 you got it to 1500, I assume, right? And now you're on day 2 and you've got it to 53,130. So you tell me, what was the... Yeah, I just passed them. Okay, wait, so you passed them, or you asking if you should trim it so you can pass it? It depends what your profit is. So what was your profit? What's your profit on the first day, and then what's your profit on the second day? Mine's text me as well, so I'm going to sort mine's out. We'll get them sorted out, don't worry. We like mines. Yeah. So Adrian's saying he passed them, so, I mean, when I say trim it, you just want the 2 days. You know, if you make 1,560 on one day, make sure that goes down to 1,515, and then the second day you make 1,515 again. Alright, so that's basically it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this London session, monitoring price. That's it, you know, and we'll be back for the New York AM session. Okay, that's it. Alright, I'll speak to you guys shortly. 9:20 AM.